I was not expecting telepathic immortal cats to be what I would be learning about today. How's it going, YouTube lovers? This is the Evil Rammer. Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm doing something a little different. So, later this month, Nintendo has a new game coming out. The latest entry in the Splatoon series, a spin-off called Splatoon Raiders. Now, I have never played a Splatoon game before, but I'm aware of it. But what caught my eye with Raiders is the fact that it's actually a single-player focused story. And that's we go, wait, there's lore for Splatoon? I thought it was just silly ink creatures, you know, in a big, like, cover the map with paint shooter kind of thing. I didn't realize that there was, like, lore and world building and story like that, and that immediately perked my interest. So I will be playing Splatoon Raiders when it comes out later this month. But because this is a spin-off, I'm realizing I actually don't know anything about Splatoon lore-wise because I didn't really realize it had lore. Luckily for me, though, Nintendo actually has an official Splatoon website called Splatoon Base that has story stuff just available to read. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Have Nintendo's Splatoon Base website pulled up, and I'm going to be reading up on the story and like the characters and stuff like that, just learning what is this world? What have I been missing out on? That way I am not completely lost when I play Raiders later this month. So, like I said, this could be a different kind of video. It's me learning about a franchise that I literally know nothing about, other than the fact that there are ink creatures, like squids that go back and forth between squid form and human form. And also the fact that, since I'm watching Sunset Paradise right now, Meggy is based off of a Splatoon character. But that's all I know. So let's go ahead and jump into this and learn what this world is actually all about. Like I said, I'm here on the Splatoon Base website. So the main thing I'm going to be looking at here is this part right here where it says story. So I'm going to pull this up and we're going to figure out what age-old war. That is already more dramatic than I was expecting. There's 8 chapters. Okay, so we're going to be reading all these chapters here in this video and just figure out what it is. So let's see. The age-old war between Inklings and Octarians. Sometimes Inklings fight for fun, and sometimes they fight in earnest. The history of war between Inklings and Octarians is a long one. Here's a breakdown of that history and its unsung heroes. So Inklings and Octarians. I knew the term Inkling. So squids and octopus? Is that what it is? Let's see. Chapter 1. Creatures from long ago. Around 12,000 years ago is where the timeline starts. The world is in a tight spot. In this world, sea levels have risen due to environmental destruction and climate change. Surveying the state of affairs, a professor predicts the extinction of humankind. He puts Judd, his cat... Wait, is there a question mark here? So pull me into info about Judd? I'll save that for later. Judd, his cat, into a cryogenic sleep capsule to save him. He gives Judd medicine to make him immortal, then sets the capsule to wake him after 10,000 years. The professor also included a sample of Judd's cells in the capsule in case he didn't survive. Okay, I mean, any pet owner would do that, but I'm not what I was expecting with this. Squid evolution and migration. The rising seas eventually annihilate the human species, along with almost all other land-dwelling creatures. After some time, a highly intelligent squid species emerges. The species migrates onto land, and they eventually develop the ability to switch into humanoid form. Okay, so humans are gone, and most land creatures are gone too. So that's why everything is all sea-based. But also, Judd, let me just see here. Oh my gosh, it actually pulls up an info card about Judd. Okay. Judd, superior life form. A mysterious cat living leisurely in busy Inkopolis and Inkopolis Square. He's got a keen eye for judging turf war outcomes and is able to do so instantly. He used to be the only mammal in this world, but was later joined in that category by Lil Judd. Lil Judd? What? Okay, another cat maybe? Close up. Judd's name became even more appropriate when he later took an interest in judging turf war battles and discovered he had an aptitude for it. His ability to accurately judge contestants allowed for clear turf war standards, leading to its formal recognition as a competitive sport. When Inklings begin a turf war, Judd rushes to the stage to determine the area for ink application and to judge which side wins. Yeah, because it's basically a big paint the area, and whoever's team has more painted area wins. It seems he's willing to share battle advice to those who speak to him, putting the knowledge he's cultivated through judging to good use. Oh, behind the scenes. Along with his usual meowing, Judd the judge, actually, accurate, communicates by sending thought waves directly into the minds of those he's speaking to. You can hear his voice guide you when you first arrive in Inkopolis. What the heck? Again, I was not expecting telepathic immortal cats to be what I would be learning about today. It seems that around the time humankind went extinct, Judge, owner of the professor, gave him immortality medicine in place of a cryogenic sleep chamber, and yeah, we read that part. Relationships. Lil Judd. Known from birth that I'm just a replica of you, how could I ever understand how I feel? How could you ever understand how I feel? Why are we getting existential with these characters? And playable characters, you're kind of shady sometimes, are you? Yeah, that's the character that I've seen that, I'm pretty sure Meggie in Sunset Paradise is based on. Okay, we'll read those other parts later, but got a bit more of an info on Judd. So Judd is kind of like the announcer / judge of the main games that you play. So anyway, let's look more into the Turf Wars. Turf War begins about 2,000 years ago. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love the hieroglyphics with the squids and Judd right there. That's amazing. The evolved squids, known as Inklings, began fighting turf war battles. These are matches where the team that inks the most turf is the winner, although other rules differed in the earliest incarnations. Around the same time, Judd woke up from his cryogenic slumber. This era also saw octopuses, later known as the Octarians, making the leap from sea to land. Initially, both species shared a positive relationship. Oh, initially. That sounds like it goes downhill, especially since the top says age-old war. So that's going to go downhill. Chapter 3. The Great Inkling and Octarian Clash. Pursuing turf, so about 100 years ago now. Sea levels continued to rise as both the Inklings and Octarians moved onto land. The growing scarcity of surface turned their relations sour, and the Great Turf War broke out between two sides. So the Turf War was like kind of a game before, and then it became like a straight-up war because there was less and less land. And so the two dominant species were fighting over control of that land. That sounds like something that would happen. The initial class was won by the Octarians due to the easygoing Inklings not wanting to get up early in the morning. You lost a war because you slept in? Are you serious? The Octarians also had their great octo-weapons, which helped them maintain their technological superiority. Okay, so Inklings didn't really have technology yet at this point. But the tides turned when Octarian cord was accidentally unplugged and the Inklings were able to launch a counterattack. A youthful Captain Cuttlefish was leader of the Squidbeak Splatoon. Oh, that's why it's called Splatoon, because they're a platoon. Okay. Which served on the Inkling side of the war. Judd's verdict, Inklings win. The Great Turf War culminated with an Inkling rally and victory. The defeated Octarians were forced to retreat into the underground domes in Octo Valley. The verdict for the war was provided by Judd because he had the aptitude for judging it. The birth of something great. The birth of the great Zapfish. I'm sorry, is this... Where do we get this? The birth of the great Zapfish followed the Great Turf War. This creature would become indispensable as an energy source for everyday life. Okay, so the city, the Inkopolis that it mentions, I assume, is run on the Zapfish, and then maybe those Octarians in the Octo Valley still want that power, and so they would fight for it. But hold on, I want to see Captain Cuttlefish. Oh my gosh, that face! I love that. Used to be a force to be reckoned with. A living witness to the Great Turf War, he once stood on the front lines of the battle against the Octarians. Also the grandfather of the Squid sisters, said to be over 100 years old. Close up, Captain Cuttlefish and his Squidbeak Splatoon fiercely defended the besieged Arowana Castle during the Great Turf War. Years later, when the Octarians started getting up to their old tricks again, he founded a new platoon and enlisted Agent 3. I'm assuming these are characters we're going to learn about later in the story. While investigating the Octarians with Agent 3, he ended up in the Deep Sea Metro. Eventually, he made his way back to the surface along with his new friend and protege, Agent 8. So there's So some of these characters just are agents with numbers. Okay. Behind the scenes. Zapfish placed in the stages in the Octarian world. After a stage is cleared and Zapfish recovered, a Zapfish doll, handmade by Captain Cuttlefish, is left in its place. Look closely and you can see the seams. Real name is Craig Cuttlefish. Okay, Captain Craig Cuttlefish. Okay, so that's Agent 8 is who we see in the photo up here with him. And then Marie, his granddaughter. Okay. Okay, interesting. So there's multiple So there's a great Zapfish, and then there's like smaller Zapfish for like powering more local stuff, maybe. That's what I'm getting from that. So the great Zapfish probably powers Inkopolis, the city, and then the smaller Zapfish are for the smaller machines. Okay. Chapter 4, Relations Change Between Inklings and Octarians. I love the art of these characters already. Bright and colorful and fun. Okay, a little while ago. Okay, so we're really in like barely the past, kind of the present time. The trend of turf war battles. Turf war battles have become popular among young Inklings. They flock to Inkopolis from the countryside to battle it out from dusk till dawn. Around this time, Callie and Marie make their debut as the Squid Sisters. Starting with City of Color, they release a series of singles. Oh, wait. They weren't fighting the turf war. They were musicians. Artists. Okay. Okay, so interesting. So I guess that's music is a part of this culture as well. Calamari Incantation, their fourth becomes a Calamari Incantation. Okay, these puns are already great. Their fourth single becomes a huge hit. The duo was originally known for having won Calamari Country's first annual youth folk singing contest. Folk singing, not the type of singing I would have expected from this. Octarian schemes. Meanwhile, in Octo Valley, there's a power shortage where the Octarians live. To supplement their limited supply, the Octarian army kidnaps the great Zapfish and smaller Zapfish from Inkopolis. In response, Captain Cuttlefish reforms the Squidbeak Splatoon with his granddaughters, Callie and Marie, who become Agent 1 and Agent 2. Oh, okay. They're formerly called the new Squidbeak Splatoon. Okay, we got a few things to learn about here. So let's actually look at the Octarians themselves first. Oh, not what I was expecting. Like that's basically like the art we saw there, but I thought they would look more like people, like the Inklings, but just octopus instead of squid. But no, they're just squid tentacles with faces. Okay. Not what I was expecting. Diligent. An inhabitant of the underground octopus world, also called the Octarian world. Used to live above ground, but moved underground after being defeated in the Great Turf War that took place when the sea levels rose. Diligently works to systematically keep the Octarians in line using music. Oh, so music is like a straight up game mechanic for this world. Okay. I'm okay with that. I love Donkey Kong Bonanza. Close up. Possesses highly developed scientific technology, beginning with the great octoweapons. His? Oh, is Diligent the name of... Oh, wait. Is Diligent the name of an Octarian? And this is meant to say Diligent works to instead of diligently works to? Oh, okay. Possesses highly developed scientific technology, beginning with the great octopus. His tech capabilities are said to be a full 15 years ahead of the global average. He's so completely focused on his mission that he's totally unconcerned with his appearance. Is that who that is? The face right there? So this is like the general Octarians, and then this is Diligent? Thanks to DJ Octavio recruiting Callie, spoilers, the formerly drab octopus world is now much cuter. Recruiting Callie, so is she considered a traitor or someone who's building a bond between the two worlds? I'm going to have to read her page about that. Behind the scenes. There are two types of Octarian. Ones that remain individual tentacles, and ones that gain the ability to take humanoid form. Okay, so there are some that have humanoid form. Okay. It seems that the more limbs they have, the higher their intelligence. The Kamabo company sanitizes the Octarians in the deep sea metro, nurturing them in a way that destroys the individual self. Oh! That kind of sanitize and nurture. Oh, okay, conditioning. Got it. This is kind of dystopian. This process is deemed necessary for each one to function as part of the greater artifice designed for each station. Okay, so there's Callie and the DJ Octavio. Again, we're going to read about Callie and stuff and her sister here in a second. So here's Callie, adorably naive. The more innocent and carefree of the Squid Sisters pop duo. Her cousin and partner Marie is... Oh, cousin and partner. Oh, so not actually sisters. Okay. I thought they were actual sisters, but okay. Marie is always there for her when she needs a helping hand. Callie loves the outdoors and never seems to get tired. That boundless energy and curiosity sometimes leads her into trouble, though. While the Squid Sisters' debut single, City of Color, kicked things off, what really propelled them to superstardom was their fourth single, Calamari Incantation. Callie's solo single. Oh, no. That's a period, not a comma. Never mind. So anyway, Calamari Incantation propelled the superstar, and then Callie's solo single, Bomb Rush Blush, was such a bop that even the straight-laced Octarians couldn't help but get up and dance. Title Rush, the track from her battle with Marie. Ooh, and now comes the stuff of legend. Okay, so she does end up on the opposite side. Interesting. After moving on from Inkopolis News, she gave a charming performance in a TV drama. This career move recent... I can't read. Wow. Okay. This career move... My gosh. This career move received plenty of news coverage, and Callie also revealed some behind-the-scenes tidbits on her blog. Their first performance was in Calamari Country's annual youth folk singing contest. The girls caught the eye of the judge, Shy Ho Shy, who went on to become their manager. As Agent 1 of the new Squidbeak Splatoon, she conducted surveillance of the Octarian army together with her grandpa, Captain Cuttlefish. However, the escaped DJ Octavia used hypno shades to control her, bringing her into the Octarian army for a time. She gave the Octarians a makeover, making them and their world much cuter. Okay, so it wasn't she didn't change sides on purpose. She was hypnotized. Okay, so yeah, that's Callie. So that's her cousin Marie, the DJ. It's her grandfather. Then Agent 4, Pearl, and Marina. Okay, so we have other characters that we're going to meet after the Squid Sisters here, but let's meet the second one, Marie. Dancing to her own beat. A member of the pop group The Squid Sisters, she has unique tastes when it comes to names and takes things at her own pace. She's always thoughtful towards her cousin and bandmate Callie. She doesn't handle excessive air conditioning or heating very well, so she's very specific about the temperature. While the Squid Sisters' debut single, City of Color, kicked things off, what really propelled them to superstardom was their fourth single, Calamari Incantation. As one of the first Inkopolis News co-hosts, Marie gained quite the profile in Inkling society. Aside from singing and dancing all night at Splatfest, she's also performed concerts in distant lands. She's also active as a solo artist and has started a radio program called Marie's Musings for fans preparing to take entrance exams. She's become able to understand struggling Inklings. Okay, interesting. Behind the scenes. As Agent 2 of the new Squidbeak Splatoon, she fought against the Octarian army together with her grandpa, Captain Cuttlefish. When Callie disappeared, Captain Cuttlefish recruited Agent 4 for help. She seems to have spent her early years working at Walleye Warehouse. And so there's Agent 4, Callie, Captain Cuttlefish, Pearl, and Marina. I'm sure we're going to learn about in a coming chapter. Okay, so that was chapter 4. We have them stealing the Zapfish. And so then that's when Cuttlefish created the new Splatoon, the Squidbeak Splatoon, and immediately recruited his granddaughters. Okay. Chapter 5, A Nameless Hero's Story. The events of Splatoon. Oh, the first game. Oh, so there is a story mode in these games. Oh, man, that makes me really wish the first one was available to play on Switch, because I think that one's a Wii U game. Ooh, okay. Agent 3 and the mission at hand. A young Inkling meets Captain Cuttlefish after entering Octo Valley through a manhole in Inkopolis. Captain Cuttlefish had set up base of operations at the edge of Octo Valley to keep an eye on the Octarians. He recruits the young Inkling as Agent 3 of the new Squidbeak Splatoon to rescue the missing Zapfish. Agent 3 succeeds in their mission and returns all of the kidnapped Zapfish to Inkopolis. So I'm assuming Agent 3 is the character you play as in the first game? That's what it sounds like, at least. Calamari Incantation, Cause of Victory? Agent 3 confronts DJ Octavio, the leader of the Octarian army. After a fierce battle where Agent 3 is aided by the Squid Sisters, Agent 3 emerges the victor. Calamari Incantation was played during the battle and affects many of the Octarians, including Marina, who is part of the Octarian army at the time, and another Octoling who would later become Agent 8. Oh, so Agent 8 is an Octoling, not an Inkling. Okay, so we have a few characters to learn about here on this page as well. Thanks to Agent 3, the Great Zapfish is returned to the city of Inkopolis. The city's peace is restored without any fanfare. Okay, so it does sound like the Agent 3 is the character you play as, but let's confirm that. So Agent 3, surprisingly responsible. Inklings are squids that can transform into humanoid form. Their instinctual desire for attention and urge to ink their territory can be seen in their turf war behavior. While it does depend on the individual, Inklings generally become able to transform around age 14. And so that's about when they begin engaging in turf war battles. So that's supposed to be like why the characters all look younger. Discovered by Captain Cuttlefish and appointed Agent 3 of the new Squidbeak Splatoon, a unit battling the Octarian army. Fought against the Octarian army in the underground world where they dwell, Octo Valley. Played a key role in ensuring the safe return of the Great Zapfish, which has been highly valued since ancient times for its role as an energy source. Some turf war enthusiasts participate in tournaments held in distant lands. Seems to be from a somewhat distant region away from the bustling streets. When she turned 14, she left her home to be where fashion is made, and she now lives on her own in Inkopolis. When Agent 3 and Captain Cuttlefish were investigating the deep sea metro, Agent 3 fainted trying to help Agent 8 and Captain Cuttlefish. At one point, they were brainwashed by telephone. Wait, something's called telephone? Interesting. But anyway, that's Agent 3. Let's learn about DJ Octavio. Seems like he was like the big bad boss. He's probably the big final boss villain of Splatoon 1. The leader of the Octarian army engaged in a life-or-death battle with the Inklings, uses great octo-weapons to repeatedly invade the squid world. An indomitable Octarian that will always get back up and fight no matter how many times he's defeated. Unique for his use of wasabi in DJing? Are you insane? Why would you do that? After being defeated by Agent 3, he laid low for a while, but then moved to Octo Canyon and tried to invade the squid world again. Using Hypnoshades, he successfully brainwashed Callie and got her on his side. Collaborated with the Squid Sisters years ago as DJ Octavio at an underground concert. Needless to say, both the Inklings and the Octarians in attendance were elated. Oh, so music's a really big part of this world. And before he was a villain, he was just the DJ and collaborated with the Squid Sisters? Okay, that muddies up the dynamic. Interesting. Dropped a lot of mixes as DJ Octavio and once hijacked Inkling Radio to broadcast a provocative song. Oh, what? The Inklings didn't care because they thought it was a publicity stunt and they really liked the song. That's okay. Wow. So yeah, I only knew about like the turf war kind of ink spreading thing. I didn't think music was this big of a deal for this world. Lived in harmony with Inklings back when dry land was still plentiful. Okay, so he's been around since that time. Got it. Okay, but the last character to learn about here is Agent 8, who we've heard quite a bit about around the edges. In the groove, a young octoling brought to the deep sea metro by Kamabo Company as an experiment. Originally a combatant, they were named number 10,008 by Kamabo Company, but Captain Cuttlefish fondly gave them the name Agent 8 instead. Past test subjects were unable to complete all the deep sea metro missions satisfactorily, but Agent 8 surpassed all expectations. It's unclear if the groove in Calamari incantation is a factor in this. Feels a strong kinship with Agent 3, imagining them to be incredibly powerful. When they hear Calamari incantation, it's like they can actually see Agent 3 there in the battle. After emerging from the DC Metro to the surface, they inked the NILS statue in a mere 3 minutes with some help from Off the Hook. There's terms there I don't know yet. I'm probably going to learn in the next couple chapters. This would be Agent 8's first turf war. Oh, there's Telephone. So Telephone is just straight up a character. Who are you? Iso Padre. Is that a giant tick? Or is it a horseshoe crab? What the heck? Okay, anyway, so first battle with all that great Zapfish return. Chapter 6, changes over time. We have, including this, 3 more chapters to read. Around 2 years later, after the last Splatfest, the Squid Sisters become more active both as a duo and as solo performers. They also begin to experience small miscommunications with one another. Ooh. Band breaking up, sounds like. Meanwhile, Marina the Octoling, who heard Calamari incantation, escapes the Octarian army. Ooh. She seeks refuge in Inkopolis, where she meets Pearl. The two of them form their own group called Off the Hook. There we go. That's the term. Off the Hook. Around the same time, Sheldon... Big Bang Theory? What are we doing here? Sheldon moves his Ammo Night shop to Inkopolis Square, and little Judd is born from Judd's duplicate cell stored in the capsule. What happened this chapter? I'm sorry. Hold on. I need a moment. I feel like a lot just happened in the shortest chapter that we've read yet. All right, we got 4 more characters to learn about here. So let's start with another Octoling who could have a human form, Marina. Real sweetheart. One half of Off the Hook, another pop duo with a unique sound. Absolutely adores and looks up to Pearl. Has top-notch DJ skills, but also an incredible singing voice. Major fan of the Squid Sisters. Took over Inkopolis News in Inkopolis Square after the Squid Sisters left. While it's now pretty commonplace, Marina was one of the first Octarians to move to the surface. Oh, okay, so there isn't as bad of a relationship with the Octarians anymore after defeating the DJ, is what it sounds like. We'll see if that's still accurate in the next chapters. The Shifty Station, a series of stages used in Splatfest, was built by Marina. She's incredibly skilled at operating heavy equipment and can easily erect a massive stage overnight. Oh, okay. Bit of a builder. Behind the scenes, Marina is a former elite Octarian and was involved in the design of the Flutter and other great Octo weapons, while in DJ Octavio's Wasabi supply unit. What are these sentences that I'm reading today? She heard Calamari incantation and fell in love with the sound. Later, she met Pearl on the surface at Mount Nantai. Likes shoujo manga and secretly practices drawing techniques. Okay, so she's a builder and she's practicing how to draw manga. Good for her. Okay, so Pearl is the other member of this duo. There we go. I've got what it takes. One half of Off the Hook, another pop duo with unique sound. Her voice truly is almost too much for one person. Having the capability to decimate all if used at full power. Holy crap, wait. So her voice is like a straight up weapon? Oh, okay. After meeting Marina, though, she successfully learned how to control it. Her talent has blossomed and she's now at the top of the rap game. Okay. A rapping... Is she Inkling? Inkling or Octarian? I know that obviously her partner in Off the Hook is Octarian, but is she an Inkling? I'm going to go with Inkling for now because it doesn't say here. Took over hosting Inkopolis News in Inkopolis Square after the Squid Sisters left. For a while, Pearl had a one-sided jealous rivalry going with the former hosts, but she eventually hit it off with them after performing a concert together in a faraway land. While doing some vocal warm-ups on Mount Nantai, Pearl received a transmission from Agent 8, who was fighting down in Deep Sea Metro. She rushed in on a helicopter to pick up Agent 8 after they emerged from the underground. Okay, so she's probably definitely an Inkling. She earned the nickname Club Destroyer because of her incredibly powerful voice, which truly has the potential to decimate all. When she's really getting into things, she'll often jump side to side to get everyone hyped. Booyah! She's the daughter of a multi-millionaire. Okay, so we've got a class system in rich squids, and has endless brain no work. Endless anecdotes about her opulent childhood. Her dad owns Camp Triggerfish and once gave his daughter an exact copy of the Manta Maria as a birthday present. That sounds like it's meant to be an important artifact. That hasn't come up yet. Okay, interesting. Anyway, who the heck is Sheldon? Not what I was expecting, but I love it. Knows his weapons. The owner of Weapon Shop Ammo Knights, the original store found in busy Inkopolis' Booyah base, has been in operation since his grandfather's generation. He later opened a second location in the fashionable shopping center of Galleria, Inkopolis Square. He lives to manufacture and remodel weaponry. Weapons fanatic with an incredible knowledge of his area of expertise. Chat with him at his shop, and he'll enthusiastically yak your ear off. He's completely unaware that his customers just think he's long-winded. Kind of like this guy, actually. He has another hustle as well, supplying prototype weapons in exchange for data collected by Agent 3 and Agent 4 from their experiences fighting the Octarian army. The hero shot is super effective against Octarians, so much that is disallowed in turf war battles due to throwing off the overall balance. Oh, so he's like, hey, I can get you good weapons if you tell me info that helps me make better weapons. Okay. Little shady under the table. He's complex. The building containing the Booyah base belongs to Sheldon's family. It's said that his grandfather, Moses Schellendorf, okay, sure, made a fortune by developing weapons for Octarians during the Great Turf War. Why is this lore so actually, like, deep and full of corruption? Nintendo, I'm proud of you. I didn't think that this was something you did. Like Nintendo never does lore. I'm impressed that they actually have like a series here that has so much lore in it and a convenient site to read it all. I wish there were more things like this. His ever-present goggles are actually just really strong glasses. Spending so much time making minute adjustments to weapons day after day has caused him to completely ruin his eyesight. Relatable. Playable characters and players of Splatoon 2 both say, wow, this guy can talk. Okay, then let's finally learn about Little Judd. Unusual life form. One of two mammals in this world. He sits on Judd's belly while Judd sleeps at the foot of Deca Tower in busy Inkopolis Square, but he's not particularly attached to him. Aiming for Judd's seat, he's often plotting to get him out of the picture, but his small size has prevented him from acting on said plans. Oh gosh. At first you'd think he'd be like a mini-me, but no, he's actually secretly plotting to like assassinate his superior, it sounds like. Well, he's a cat, so that makes sense. Cats would do that. Together with Judd, he's responsible for determining who wins turf war battles. When a team wins, he raises a flag, and when they lose, he falls over on the spot. He sometimes shares advice with those who talk to him. His guidance covers a variety of matters, such as rank battles and battle techniques. He is very picky, but he's essentially omnivorous. He likes the crunchy shrimp in Inkopolis Square. Little Judd is a clone of Judd. His cells were placed in the same cryogenic sleep capsule as an insurance measure in case Judd didn't wake up. His origins as a clone are a source of personal anxiety. So he's got identity issues, poor guy. All right. That was, again, a lot dropped on us last time, but now it looks like, so events of Splatoon 2. Chapter 7, a new wave surges. Salmon Run begins. Many Inklings gather in Inkopolis Square near Inkopolis to partake in turf war battles, which are more popular than ever. This new trend hits Inkopolis Square. Part-time Salmon Run gigs where you hunt for golden eggs for a mysterious employer named Grisco Industries. Okay, so it's a variation of the turf war battles. It sounds like, or at least it's another thing to take part in. A new hero enters the fray. Meanwhile, the great Zapfish disappears again. Aha! This time, Callie from Squid Sisters also goes missing. Is this when she gets hypnotized? I thought she already got hypnotized in the last one. Maybe this is when it happens. Trouble is brewing for the Inkling world, but Captain Cuttlefish and Agent 3 aren't around to see it, instead patrolling the far reaches of Octo Valley. Marie is living a quiet life alone in Octo Canyon, an underground world that can be reached via a manhole in Inkopolis Square. She recruits a young Inkling to be Agent 4 of the new Squidbeak Splatoon, filling them in on the mission at hand. Conclusive chaos. Agent 4 searches Octo Canyon for the Zapfish and the Great Zapfish. After clashing with the Octarian army, Agent 4 goes up against DJ Octavio, the mastermind behind all the trouble. Okay, so Octavio's up to his old tricks again. Okay, so this guy's going to keep coming back. A brainwashed Callie tries to stop Agent 4, but Sheldon and Marie are able to restore her memory. Together, they're all able to defeat DJ Octavio. The Great Zapfish is once again returned to Inkopolis Square, and Inkling Peace is restored with little to no fanfare. Why do they not have any fanfare for the fact that their world is just being saved? You know? Why does that keep happening? All right. So, who here is Agent 4? A pushover. Oh, dang. That's mean right off the bat. Inklings are a species of squid that can change into humanoid form. Many Inklings look up to the two individuals who seem to be particularly flourishing in the Inkopolis life. Many others, however, just want to have fun. Many Inklings apply for part-time jobs at Grisco and work hard to earn cash. Inklings tend to get tired of things easily, but more and more of them get hooked on this job as they put on special equipment and face off against surging salmonids to collect golden eggs. Loving the adrenaline rush, they keep coming back for more. The most successful Inklings earn the title of professional. My bad. Not professional, professional. Agent 2 of the new Squidbeak Splatoon, also known as Marie, fought against the Octarian army with Agent 4 to rescue Callie. Using weapon prototypes manufactured by Sheldon, she succeeds in rescuing Callie, who had been brainwashed by DJ Octavio, leader of the Octarian army. Their club activities had left them too busy to watch TV for a while, and they didn't know about the Squid Sisters. This meant they had no idea who Marie was when she spoke to them. I feel that. Sometimes I'm like, wait, am I supposed to know who this person is? Why is the internet obsessed with them? I'm even on the internet a bunch, and sometimes I would still know what people are talking about. Originally from a town about 40 minutes from Inkopolis by train, because they grew up so close to the city, they don't find it particularly captivating. Okay, so Agent 4 really doesn't seem to care that much. It's just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Okay, so that was Splatoon 2. Does Chapter 8 Octarian Tale give us Splatoon 3? Oh no, it's a DLC for Splatoon 2. So Splatoon 3 isn't even included in this one. An Octarian Tale while everyone is fighting. While patrolling the Oh, this is like what's going on with Captain Cuttlefish and Agent 3. Okay. While patrolling the Octo Valley interior, Captain Cuttlefish and Agent 3 encounter an Octoling. A fight ensues with Captain Cuttlefish being separated from Agent 3, falling further underground along with the Octoling. They eventually land in the Deep Sea Metro, operated by a mysterious company known as Kamamo Corporation. Captain Cuttlefish names the Octoling Agent 8, who has lost their memory due to the impact of the fall. They decide to work together. Agent 8 explores the Deep Sea Metro, searching for a way back above ground. They break through various experimental facilities built by Kamabo Company. Around the same time, Off the Hook finds Captain Cuttlefish's communication device. While staying in touch with the Captain, they utilize Marina's hacking skills and Pearl's support to assist Agent 8. End of a fierce fight. Agent 8 and Captain Cuttlefish make their way closer to the surface. Along the way, Agent 3 is attacked by Kamabo Company, attempting to hijack their consciousness. After a fierce battle, Agent 3 emerges victorious. The last one standing in their way is Commander Tartar, the mastermind behind Kamabo Company. He attacks Agent 8 with the human-like NILS statue. Okay, so it's like a mech, I assume, but is defeated thanks to the help of Off the Hook, especially Pearl's Princess Cannon. Having overcome a number of challenges, the group makes it back above ground and reaches Inkopolis Square. Octarians are appearing in greater numbers on the surface, leading to battles between Inklings and Octarians. Okay, so they aren't really at peace yet. There's like some Octarians that work with the Inklings, but overall, it's still not a good relationship. It says, and then, oh wow, it actually gives me Splatoon 3. Oh, is this like they posted this when Splatoon 3 came out, so it doesn't talk about it, but it teases it? The unseen upcoming battle. Splatoon 3 takes place in the Splatland. Splatsville is undergoing a transformation as Inklings and Octarians battle it out. A fresh story of a fresh hero begins. A young hero making ends meet with the help of a small fry companion is recruited as the new Agent 3 of the new Splitbeak Splatoon. The struggle against the Octarian army continues. To be continued. Okay, so they haven't updated this with Splatoon 3, but that's fine. That was so much more than I was expecting, honestly. Like, I knew there was going to be story, but it was a lot more of a dark, deep lore than I was expecting for a Nintendo series. But anyway, let's pull this up here. Oh, you can actually listen to the music. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, so did I miss much here? Okay, employee. These seem like more the generic ones. Okay, that's Off the Hook and Squid Sisters. I read all of those. Other folks. Oh, Salmonids. I have not read that one. Okay, so it seems like some of these are the more side characters here. Okay. Well, let's read about the Salmonids. I feel like this is going to be important. Bon appetit. Salmon that can live both underwater and on land. Multiple types have been discovered. They go out clad in cookware. What? Hoping to be cooked in a delicious way, and they swim upstream to where they were spawned. They're also adept at weaponizing junk food found in the sea. Wait, hold on, go back. What do you mean they hope they're cooked in a delicious way? What? The Salmonid Music Corps includes a three-piece band called the Omega 3. They use a unique combination of cello, timpani, and a DJ to create irregular beats in 7/8 time that inspire Salmonids. The music captivates many of the part-time workers. According to folklore, when smoke arose from the seven rings, a large number of Salmonids headed to the surface and proceeded to eat everything. Salmonids have worked out a treaty of sorts with the Octarians. In exchange for Octarian technology, they distribute power eggs throughout the Octarian world. Okay, so the Salmonids are like secondary bad guys. Okay. Got it. What the heck? Okay. See, again, these look like more side characters the farther down I scroll, but that was a lot more lore than I was expecting, genuinely. Like, genuinely a lot more lore. What's on world here? Inkopolis. Oh, okay. Arcade machine to play minigames. Okay. I just want to see all this stuff here. The Booyah Base. A row of buildings frequented by Inklings well attuned to emerging trends. Okay, so is this just telling about, like, the map that you explore? I think that's what that does. Yeah, because there's the Octo Valley. Okay. New studio. A massive recording studio down the street from the Battle Dojo. The all-glass design allows you to observe the artists as they record, catch sight of the Squid Sisters laying down the tracks, and they'll smile and wave to you. Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Okay, that was very interesting. Like, very, very interesting, I have to say. Again, a lot deeper lore than I was expecting. So that is fascinating. I feel like that I'm glad I did this. I feel like I understand the basics of this world and some of the setup a lot more. Obviously, I don't know what happened in Splatoon 3. I can always look that up later. But okay, that's really good. Because again, I am going to be playing Splatoon Raiders. I pre-ordered it already, so I should get it right when it comes out and record it and then upload the video in the next couple days after that. Oh yeah, there it is. Splatoon Raiders. Ta-da! No, not digital. Obviously physical. That's what I pre-ordered. But yeah, so I'm going to be playing this game when it comes out. Let's see what the description is here before we really get into it. Because next video I do on Splatoon will be playing my first ever Splatoon game, which is this one. Hunt for treasure in a wild adventure. In this single-player focused game, which is why I was interested in this game in the first place when I realized that this series had lore. Play as a mechanic working with Deep Cut, a trio of swashbuckling musicians. Oh, another musical group. And venture out into the mysterious Spiralite Islands. Customize your character, kit yourself out with mechanical gadgets and ink-splattering weapons, and take on waves of enemy salmonids. Salmonids! I'm glad I read that then. The salmonids are going to be enemies in this one. Okay. As you raid the islands for treasure. Oh, those photos look cool. I love how bright and colorful it all is. Mayday, Mayday. Strange storm forces a helicopter carrying Deep Cut to the Spiralite Islands to make an emergency landing. After a month of scraping together a hideout ship, you and your crew are ready to raid the nearby islands for the rumored treasure you came for and find a way home. Scour the Spiralite Islands. The mysterious cluster of islands has a surprisingly diverse environment, both above and below ground. Go see what's what. Head out on raids. Pick a destination and see what goodies you can find. Fight salmonids, gather salvage, uncover the mysteries of the islands. Score treasure. Scoop up Purdy spiralite crystals and other salvage that you find out there. You never know what might come in handy. Some stages may also contain rare relics that power you up. You'll keep everything you pick up on your solo raids no matter what happens. I like the sound of that. Tinker with your gear. Not gonna lie, salmonids can put up a fight. Use the salvage you recover during raids to craft all sorts of enhancements back at your hideout ship. Whether you're upgrading gear, leveling up weapons, or enhancing home base, every little bit helps. Inspect your gadgets. Oh, okay. Each tank is compatible with its own range of specialized gadgets. Okay. That's going to be more mechanics I'll learn when we get there. Okay, I have to say, though, that particular outfit for the mechanic there gives me massive Chell from Portal vibes, and I love that. Ink, swim, and soar. Oh, we actually can learn about the characters here too. The mechanic. This is you. Your fix-it skills seem to know no bounds, which is great for upcycling all that salvage you find. Plus, you can choose your own look. Shiver. Cool, calculated, and relatively collected, she descends from a long line of shark tamers. Okay. Free? I don't know how to pronounce that. This feisty eel charmer wears her emotions on her sleeve. She doesn't really have sleeves with that outfit, I'm just saying. Sometimes those emotions look a lot like fists. And then, Big Man. I think he's already my favorite character, just based on this. Aye, the lovable heart of the group. As head of the Manta Clan dance school, he knows a thing or two about busting a move. Best character in the game. Haven't even played it yet. Best character in the game. One member of Deep Cut will raid alongside you in a powerful bot construct. Aside from helping you in battle, you can jump off them to soar to new heights or build up powerful showstopper attacks. Wield them wisely to unleash absolute heck. Get wrecked salmonids. Okay, wow. Looks like the salmonids are getting a bunch of new designs here. But once again, they're wearing a bunch of cooking supplies, like it described them. Okay, sweet. And of course, they have Amiibo because that's what Nintendo does. But yeah. That was me learning about Splatoon. I'm very excited to play this now. Like I already was looking forward to it. Now that I feel like I have a better understanding of this world, I'm even more excited now. Like very excited because the fact that this is going to be a very single player focused game as opposed to the other ones where it sounds like they had single player elements, but the main draw was the multiplayer modes. This gets me really excited that they're putting all their effort into a single player story. Because from what I can tell, this almost seems like the one franchise that Nintendo is actually... Well, I take that back. I take that back because Metroid exists. But this seems like I just mean like compared to something like Mario or Donkey Kong, where Nintendo does not give a crap about the lore. It seems like Splatoon is a franchise where Nintendo actually is like, no, this is the lore, this is the world, this is what we're following, we have a timeline. And I appreciate that. I love lore in any kind of franchise. So I'm looking forward to checking this game out and seeing what it really has to offer. So there you have it. That was me learning all about the world of Splatoon and learning the lore. I feel prepared for Splatoon Raiders now. I'm sure there's some stuff I'm not fully aware of because I don't know the Splatoon 3 story. Again, I might look that up later. I may not and just go straight into Raiders because it's meant to be a spin-off anyway. So I feel like they design it to be a bit of an entry point. But either way, that world is a lot more interesting than I thought it was. I wasn't expecting music and song and musical groups to be such a huge part of it. I expected it just to be the ink. All the different like colored ink and everything, but no, music is also another part of it, which makes me think that the soundtrack has got to be really good. I really liked another Nintendo game, like I mentioned, that has music a huge part of it, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I did a full Let's Play of that on this channel, and it was freaking awesome, and the soundtrack was great. So if music is a huge part of Splatoon, I'm looking forward to hearing the soundtrack for Splatoon Raiders. But yeah, this is a month of me introducing myself to these Nintendo franchises that I have know nothing about. You know, I'm Splatoon Raiders coming up. I've started playing Star Fox. So this is a fun month to, hey, where Nintendo's like, hey, we got new entries from our franchises. Those who haven't played it before, check it out. And it's working on me. I'm checking out both those games, and I'm very excited to play Splatoon Raiders now that I know a bit more about the world and what kind of thing I might expect going into it. But anyway, that's good for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please drop a like and a comment down below if you did. Don't subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you all on the next one. Bye, guys!